Hi, in this tutorial I'll show you how to use curves to model symmetrical objects in an easy and fast way. Let's start. First of all, go to Curve and add a Bezier. Then press S and enter 0 to straighten the curve. In Edit mode, move the Bezier from the center. This simple operation will allow us to use the screw modifier to create the object. Add a screw modifier, and since we have a straight curve, play with the axis buttons to find the one that will give you a cylindrical shape around the z-axis. Now, for the fun part, switch off the View per Visibility button in the modifier panel. This will give you a better understanding of the shape's profile that we are going to model. Then go to Edit mode and start to play with the handles of the Bezier until you reach the desired shape. It is a matter of moving, scaling and rotating the handles until the object's profile comes to life. The screw modifier will do the rest by taking the profile you have just created and rotating it around the z-axis, thus creating the final object. Perfect! Now switch on the View per Visibility button in the screw panel and take a look at the base that we've just obtained. If you go in wireframe mode, you can see how regular the topology is. If you're a beginner, chances are that you will get a better and more regular topology using this method than the one you would obtain by modeling it in the traditional way. Now, if you want, you can add a base and give a material to our object. I added an HDRI image to quickly light up the scene. Now that you have set up the scene, you can play with the resolution values in the object data settings of the curve. Increasing this parameter will increase the vertical subdivision of the object. We can also play with the steps value in the screw panel to increase or decrease the object subdivision around the axis of rotation. Change the value until you reach the desired level of subdivision. In the shader editor, I changed the color and roughness of the principal node to give a more ceramic look to the base. If you want to give some thickness to your shape, you can add a solidify modifier. Now, let's take advantage of the curves to generate new shapes. Copy the base and in Edit mode, play with the handles to create new designs. You can add more handles by subdividing the curve. Repeat the process a few times more. Good! Now that you have created different shapes, we can render our scene. Simply extrude the base that we have created before around the angle between the two sides of the shape. Then choose your setup in the rendering panel and hit F12. Now let's create a more realistic shader for our bases. A terracotta-like one. Go to the shader editor and add a wave texture. Be sure to have the Node Wrangler add-on active. Increase or decrease the scale parameters to obtain more or fewer stripes. As you can see, I added a color ramp that will prove to be totally useless, so skip this step. Add a math node, set it to multiply, and add a noise texture to bring some variety and imperfections in the shader. Add a color ramp and crank up its black slider to increase its effects. Connect the color ramp to the multiply node. If you want, you can also change the color parameter of the principal node. Add a bump node and connect the output from the multiply node to its input. Increase the distortion, detail and detail scales values of the wave texture to give a jagged look to our stripes. You can add a math node and set it to power to improve the look of the stripes. A little bit of fine-tuning of the values, and then we will add another noise texture to give a grainy look to our stripes. As always, increase the detail and detail scales parameter. As an additional step, we can improve the color scheme of our base. First, add a separate XYZ node and connect its input to the generated output of the texture coordinate node. Connect the Z output of the separate XYZ node to a color ramp. Choose a color scheme that you like and create as many sliders as needed to fit all the chosen colors. Move the sliders to obtain the perfect distribution of colors. Try to render the scene and check if the bump effect is too weak or too strong, and in case, adjust its value. That's it! I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Feel free to ask me your question in the comments below. If you want, you could put a like on this video and subscribe to my channel. If you don't want, that's fine too. Either way, see you in the next video.